Welcome. We're back here down at the corner with your Almond Delights. And this week, we will begin our read of The Kingdom by yours truly, Mr. McShakie. You guys go over to Amazon.com and download your books today or purchase the paperback, whichever one you decide. But go over also to his YouTube channel, McShakie Live, and subscribe. You guys check the description box below for all of the links that you will need to download your book as well as to subscribe to his channel. Also go over to Instagram.com and follow him there. Y'all, we about to start reading. Let's see what it's going to be about. Get your mugs and sip slow. We over here reading, y'all. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Almond Delights Reading Corner. I am your girl, Miss Almond Brown, all night. And we are back for another read, honey. I have not seen you guys in 2 weeks. I feel like I've been missing out. What's going on with you guys? So I will speak to everybody before I start to read. Hello to my member. Hello, Angela. Hello, Brooklyn boy. Miss Tanya. Hello, Sheed. We here. How are you? And hello to everyone that may be up there in the congregation stand and not down here in the chat. But yeah, so we're going to get started with our read of the kingdom. We're almost done, you guys. We are almost done. So we may have like this week and next week. I don't know. We'll see how it all goes or whatnot. But yeah. So a little to recap. Hey, brother. Hey, what for one? To recap what it was that went on in the book, back when we know that they finally figured out that Aries and Apollo were two separate people. They were not the same. They got Aries out of prison, or out of jail, and they're going to try to get Athena, arrest Athena, or whatever, all that good stuff. Child, Athena done fell in love with Marlon, which was a good. I mean, that was kind of cute to me. It was kind of cute. You know, he a little bad boy and whatnot, but she was in love with a little bad boy. But then Athena got a phone call from New York, and she remembered that her sister Artemis was there. So then that's where they left off on that scene. And we know that Dr. Caleb McNair, is actually Agent Taylor with the FBI, and they are trying to take down the kingdom. Okay. So we are on chapter 24. We are on chapter 24, and we are going to get into this book. I plan on just giving you guys 2 chapters, but we'll see how far, how long it takes for me to, get there. Thank y'all for coming here on a Tuesday night, okay, and not on a Monday, because we already know it was just a whole lot of going on yesterday, and I couldn't get to y'all, okay, but I'm here now, and thank you guys for showing up. If you can share the video out, share the video out. Why not? Chapter 24. Mm-hmm. Okay, what for one? Teddy pulled his ivory-colored, tricked-out Cadillac Escalade up to the curb of South White and Ravier Streets. He was outside of Orleans Parish Prison's central lockup. He had gotten a call from Aries instructing him to be there. At first, he was hesitant, but there was no mistaking Aries' demanding voice. Sure? Sure enough, an unkempt Aries king walked up to his truck and in the passenger seat. Aries, you are really in jail? Asked Teddy, shocked. Without answering, Aries reached over and landed a sharp right hook to Teddy's left eye. Teddy winced and held his eye. Hey! Hold on. Disclaimer, there will be some cussing. There's some cussing in this book. But I'm going to give you every bit of the book, every essence of the book. So, yeah, it's going to be some cussing and some other things. Y'all know I wouldn't normally say it, but I'm reading, okay? Teddy winced and held his eye. Hey, what the fuck was that for? Shut the fuck up, Aries growled. How much cash you got on you? About 500, Teddy said, holding his eye. Give it to me, Aries ordered. Teddy reached into his pocket and pulled out 5 $100 bills and gave it to Aries. Aries got out and went back into the jail's office. He dropped the $500 on Jarmee's young account, the old timer Flo, who mailed the letter for him. It was an Agent Taylor. It was then Agent Taylor found him, and he wanted to show Flo his gratitude. Teddy sat in the truck, looking in the rearview mirror. His eyes were already starting to turn purple. Aries came back into the vehicle. Drive off, Aries instructed. You lucky all I did was punch you. I called you from jail and you hung up in my face. Aries explained how he wound up in jail. Bro, I was looking directly at who I thought was you. How was I supposed to know it was you calling me? Teddy, we've known each other all our lives. You can't tell me when you see me? Honestly, the nigga looks just like you. It ain't no telling y'all apart. If I didn't know better, I'd say y'all was twins. So, who is dude? Some nigga named Apollo. He a banker or some shit, but he about to be a dead man, Aries assured. That's some queer shit. Dude looked exactly like you, and Athena set it all up. But I knew something was off about the nigga. He don't have the king juice. Teddy was telling Aries about Don's death. Damn, Aries said. Can't believe she went out like that. Yeah, and the nigga was all shook up about it. Nah, he ain't no king, laughed Aries. His first time smiling in several days. He and Teddy continued to talk as Teddy filled him in on everything else that had been going on. They pulled up at Teddy's three-bedroom red brick home in New Orleans East. Aries wanted to take a bath and freshen up. He had to get the stench of jail off of him. He made Teddy burn the clothes he went to jail in, as it was bad luck to keep them. After he had scrubbed with bleach and cleaned himself up, he come out of the bathroom and shared the rest of the story with Teddy, who had ran to his loft and got some clothes for him and come back. So, did Buster get the hit on him carried out? Asked Aries. Buster is dead, but Athena doesn't know yet. She lying, claiming they sent him on a mission. But I haven't heard from Marlon either. I owe him a quarter mil, but I'll handle that later. First, I have to teach this king wannabe a motherfucking lesson. For sure, boss. I'm down with that. To think about it first, I need some real food and some pussy. That jail fucked me up. You ain't got any of that magnolia hoes on deck? Asked Aries. Always, Teddy assured as he made a phone call. Vanessa called the elusive Warren King, Buster's father. She had met him a few times before and found he had a quiet demeanor. Warren may not have been as legendary as Zeus or his other brother Weldon, but he was respected. He was revered and known as someone you did not cross. His status came from his merciless takeover of the Shreveport, Louisiana territory. He had built a very loyal and deadly army in the area and even took a huge chunk of East Texas from the Mexican gangs. He was rumored to have his sights set on Dallas, Texas. Vanessa, have you heard from my son? Warren asked immediately. Sir, Vanessa started and then became silent. Vanessa, if you know something, tell me. He's gone. He was murdered, shot in the head, and then his body burned. They had to identify him with dental records, she blurted out. They both were silent for a few moments. She didn't hear Warren even breathe. Who is responsible? Warren finally said coldly. Vanessa could feel his anger through the phone. Mr. King, I don't know right now, but it's my life's mission to figure it and make them pay. It must be somebody with a lot of power because Buster was careful. He was watchful, and I don't see who would try to touch him, especially down here. In New Orleans, Buster is an icon on the streets. Vanessa, I know you love my son, and he loves you like family. If you wish to avenge his death, I want to help you. I owe Buster everything, Mr. King. I don't care what it takes, I will avenge him. You said yourself whomever killed my son has a lot of power. I'm sending you some help. My deadliest but most trusted assassins. I named them vengeance. They alone are like a small army, yet there are only three elite killers. They are loyal to me, and I will entrust them to you, and they will be at your disposal and whomever you align with in order to get retribution for my son's death. Thank you, sir, Vanessa responded. Vengeance is exactly what I need. They talked for a few minutes more and made arrangements for Buster's body to be returned to Shreveport. She was going to meet with the killing team, Vengeance, before the funeral. Vanessa hung up the phone and thought about the conversation. She had been groomed by Buster, and now his father was arming her. All she needed was an opportunity, and she knew who could give it to her. Athena. Nina Lopez, former FBI agent, rode the elevator up to the ninth floor of Lenox Hill Hospital. She was there to pick up her niece, Sophia. She currently worked private protection and security detail and would love to be home soaking in a hot bath after a long day, but Sophia insisted that she meet someone. After getting off the elevator, Nina found the room number that Sophia had given her and knocked on the door. Come in, Sophia's voice came through the door. Nina walked in and closed the door and saw Sophia sitting next to the bed of a patient. Shh, Tia, she is sleeping. Nina walked closer and looked at the patient, and what she saw nearly made her lose her balance. Never in a million years did she expect to see who she saw. It was unmistakable. There was her only daughter, all grown up. She looked as if she had seen a ghost. Do you know her, Tia? Asked Sophia, noticing her aunt's face. Mi sobrina, my niece. Please go and get me some water, Nina said, taking a seat next to Artemis's bed. It had been 10 years since she had seen her daughter, and she had overcome with emotion. Artemis was a beautiful and perfect blend of Zeus and herself. Nina cried as she remembered the days she was known as Paris King. Paris was a special agent with the FBI. She deflected when she fell in love with the man, mystery, and money of Zeus. She crossed the line and had relations with him and had gotten pregnant. Knowing that her career in the FBI was over, she decided to become Paris, the identity that she assumed as an undercover agent. She convinced Zeus to marry her using her pregnancy to get a ring. She was hired on as the nanny to his children, but was gathering information about his criminal organization. She failed to report back when she found out she was pregnant with Zeus's child. Zeus didn't want to marry her at first, but Paris complained that her child would grow up feeling second class to Athena, Adonis, and Ares. She wanted her child to have the same privileges and benefits of a king as his other kids. Whew. Reluctantly, Zeus flew her to Mexicali, Mexico, and they were married. Paris never did tell Zeus who she really was and had fully assimilated to her new role as trophy wife to a drug kingpin. The FBI conceded defeat and ceased their investigation of the King organization. Life as a trophy wife was marvelous at first. She spent her days entertaining and spending Zeus's money. Adonis and Ares, who were 8 and 6 at the time, viewed Paris as a mother figure. They had a few real memories of their biological mother. Athena, who was 12, despised Paris. She felt that her father getting remarried dishonored her and took attention away from who the real apple of her father's eye was. Paris generally understood how Athena felt. It wasn't until baby Artemis came that Athena's hatred of Paris intensified. Paris complained to Zeus about Athena, but he passed it off as Athena requiring attention. He was busy with running both sides of his business and being a husband to much of a father, and being a husband to be much of a father at the time. All that changed when Paris called Athena tried to stuff an infant Artemis into the clothes dryer. Zeus then sent Athena off to live with his brother Warren in Shreveport. After Athena left, Paris's life was easy. Athena, though, blamed Paris for getting sent away and returned once she graduated high school. Athena came back to Adonis, gone, and Ares with a Nero complex. He was known to act out in school, sometimes violently. He had gotten kicked out of every private school from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. Artemis thought she was truly the crown princess of the world. She literally thought the world revolved around her. Athena, of course, blamed this on Paris too. Truthfully, Zeus's answer to his children was to just throw money at them. Paris had constantly begged him to be more authoritative. There wasn't really much Paris could do alone, but Athena accused her of being an unfit mother. Athena made Paris's life unbearable. She terrorized Paris relentlessly and going as far as to make threats of violence. Paris told Zeus about her fears of Athena, but Zeus couldn't see any wrong Athena did in his eyes, so he brushed it off. Then one day, Athena approached Paris with two words that changed her life forever. "Hello, Nina," Athena said. "How do you know that name?" asked Paris. "The question is, when were you going to tell my father that you were an FBI agent sent to bring him down?" "How did you find out?" asked Paris. She was mortified. Athena was the last person she needed knowing her secret. "That's not your concern, bitch. How could you even play my father like that? You were trying to send him to prison." "Athena, I love your father. I left my job, a career, everything I had to be with him," Paris cried, truly afraid of her evil stepdaughter. "Lying bitch," Athena said, slapping Paris. "I should kill you myself, but when my father finds out you were a mole for the feds, he will torture you." Paris knew Athena was right. It was no secret who her husband was. His reach was far, and he would end her life. She thought about this and the fact that she was not just thinking of herself. "No, Athena, please don't. I beg you, don't tell Zeus," pleaded Paris. "You are lucky I think he loves you, but I'm only decided to spare your life because you are my sister's mother. I know you can't run back to the feds since you deflected, but I want you gone. Never set foot in New Orleans again." Paris thought of other options, but there was nothing she could think of immediately. She was 4 months pregnant and she could not risk anything with Athena. She decided to leave at least temporarily to regroup and think of something. Athena tossed Paris an envelope containing cash. "Athena, how far do you think Artemis and I gonna get on this?" asked Paris as she counted out $5,000. "You are not taking Artemis with you. You will write my father a Dear John letter, and I'll have you taken to the airport. And if I ever lay eyes on you again, I will not be as compassionate." Paris had to concede. If she stayed, she would die. If she left, the Artemis would grow up with Zeus's money and protection. She would have her baby and then return after some time. She didn't want to leave her daughter, but to have her son, she saw no other way. That was 10 years earlier. She sat there now looking at the child she left, who was now a full grown woman. Nina wiped her tears and then read Artemis's chart. She saw that she had been attacked, and she also saw the notation that Artemis was pregnant. "Tia, are you all right?" Sophia asked, returning with the water. "Yes, mi sobrina, I'm fine," lied Nina. "Who is this woman to you?" "Sophia, I just want to sit here for a minute. Don't grill me, please." "No, Thea, this is serious. You are crying. I want to know who this person is." "Sophia, you are just like your papa. So stubborn." Nina took Sophia's hand. "This is my daughter." Sophia was in shock as Nina told her all about her life in New Orleans. It felt good to it felt good to her to get everything off of her chest. Stuck on Sophia's face was the look of surprise. All this time Artemis was her cousin. "Tia, does Alexander know?" asked Sophia, mentioning Nina's son. Athena arrived at King Manor and found Apollo in the study, busy at her father's desk. He looked up from the desk as she walked in. "Athena, I have experienced a setback. I have offered the warehouse owners a fair and equilateral trade of cash and stock options based on their equity, and they just refuse to sell it," said Apollo. She held up her hand, silencing him. Apollo, something has happened to Artemis. She told him about the call from New York. I have been unable to get in touch with Buster since the night of the party, so I have chartered a Cessna Citation X private jet to take me to New York. I'm going to get her and bring her home. Oh my God, is she okay? Well, according to the volunteer that called me, she is a little groggy now, but nothing at all permanent. She is probably more scared than anything. She's been sheltered here all her life. I shouldn't have let her go. I shouldn't have given her that money. What is Dad going to think? You can't blame yourself. She's an adult. We can just be thankful that she's all right, he reassured her. You may be right, but I'll be gone for the next 6 hours or so. Will you be all right until I get back? Of course. Go handle this and bring our sister home. I'll be fine here until you get back. Are you sure, Apollo? Earlier today you were ready to throw in the towel. Athena, I feel much better. I'll busy myself restructuring the proposal. It's important to me to get this warehouse for you. All right. If anything happens, call Vanessa. Athena, everything will be fine, said Apollo. All right, Apollo, I trust you, she said, walking out of the study. And scene. That was chapter 24 of The Kingdom. We're going to go real quick, take a brief intermission. Don't go nowhere. I'll be back. Mm-hmm.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're back here down at the corner with your Almond Delights. And this week, we will begin our read of The Kingdom by yours truly, Mr. McShakie. You guys go over to Amazon.com and download your books today or purchase the paperback, whichever one you decide. But go over also to his YouTube channel, McShakie Live, and subscribe. You guys check the description box below for all of the links that you will need to download your book as well as to subscribe to his channel. Also go over to Instagram.com and follow him there. Y'all, we about to start reading. Let's see what it's gonna be about. Get your mugs and sip slow. We over here reading, y'all.
And we are back, honey. We are back. What do you guys think of chapter 24? Well, we figured out that Paris, FBI agent, aka Nina, which is Artemis's mother, is actually still alive with another son. Hello, Grinder. With another son named Alexander. So yeah, we're gonna get on to chapter 25. Honey, they carrying on. Chapter 25 of the Kingdom. Somebody always got to be a hater, child. Marley was gearing up. Killing Ares would not be easy, so he gathered some exclusive firepower. He had an AK-47 assault rifle, a Desert Eagle, 357 Magnum, and a Glock. It seemed like a bit much, but he was going to pull off an elite assassination. In his mind, he could not let anyone play him, no matter how rich and powerful they were. It was not about the money. It was about the principle. Oh, and disclaimer, it's gonna be some cussing and cussing and other things going on in the book, so just bear with me. Okay. You ready, nigga? Asked Trail. Trail was Marlin's cousin and right hand. He had the distinction of being Marlin's partner in crime. He had come to bring Marlin out to King Manor. I'm good to go, said Marlin as he put the Desert Eagle in his shoulder holster. He took one last look at himself in the mirror and thought about Athena. He was on a mission to kill her brother, but the world knew I hated him, and that was going to make his act even more sweet. There was no question of that for Marlin. Athena was wife material. He had his pick of bitches, being a maid nigga, but the only one in his eyes that had worth to be on his arm was Athena. After he murdered Ares, he was going to need another plug, so naturally Athena would take over her family's drug empire. That made another reason for him to have her. In addition to getting Athena, killing Ares would catapult his reputation from infamous to legendary. The streets would sing about the one who oft Aries king, and that alone would make him the most regarded person in the area. He was ready. He was psyched up. He was set on killing Aries. Athena arrived at Lenox Hill Hospital and was directed to Artemis's room. Knocking on the door, she entered without an answer. She saw Artemis sleeping and Sophia sitting at her bedside. Just moments before, Sophia had told her aunt that Athena would be coming to take Artemis back to New Orleans. Mina didn't want to be seen by her constant tormentor and hid in the closet. Hi, you must be the lady that called me, asked Athena, extending her hand. Sophia shook it. Yes, I'm Sophia Lopez, she said. Athena felt something was vaguely familiar about the young woman. I understand you've been looking after my sister since she has been here. I want to thank you for that, said Athena while digging in her purse. No need to thank me. Artemis and I have become good friends. Besides, it's my job. I want to be a nurse after I graduate. Nursing is an excellent profession, so I'll tell you what, said Athena. She found her checkbook and began writing. Allow me to pay for your nursing school. She handed Sophia a check. Miss King, that's not really called for, she said, looking at the check made out to her for $50,000. Her eyes instantly got huge. It is called for. You comforted my sister, and I appreciate that. Oh my God. Thank you, Miss King. Thank you. I gotta go tell me Papa, Sophia cried and darted out the room. Athena walked over to Artemis's bed. Even in the hospital, her sister looked gorgeous. But Athena noticed a certain glow about her. Wake up, Artie, Athena said softly as Artemis yawned and woke up out of her sleep. Athena? Is it really you? Asked Artemis. Yes, Artemis. I'm here to take you home. Who are you expecting? Oh, no one. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't dreaming. No, Artie. This isn't a dream. I'm really here, assured Athena. Good. I'm ready to go home. All right, I'll go get your discharge papers. You get dressed and get ready, and I'll be back, said Athena as she walked out of the room. Apollo had tried to get some sleep, but Dawn's death prevented it. It kept replaying in his mind as various nightmares. Several times he woke up in a cold sweat. He also kept hearing a ruffling sound outside of the window. He got up and checked, but couldn't see anything. He thought it was a ghost of Dawn come back to haunt him. The staff had gone for the night, and he didn't expect them back until later that morning. Being that he couldn't sleep, he decided to get up and do some work. He was working on an addendum to the directive he had created to expand King Enterprises. He wanted to take the privately held firm public in an initial public offering that would save money and raise capital. He felt that the King Enterprises could become a globally recognized brand and it had the potential to be marginally more profitable than it was. If he could get the company to the next level, he thought he might be able to take them out of the drug trade. Apollo was signing on to the computer when he heard the rustling outside of the window again. He got up and looked outside, but saw nothing. Apollo, you are going crazy, he told himself. He knew the grounds of King Enterprise were patrolled 24 hours a day by armed guards. The early events had him spooked. He went back to the computer to check his email in an effort to concentrate on the matter at hand. He had received a message from a representative about the warehouse. To Aries King, chairman at kingenterprises.com, from Bob Stewart, B. Stewart at stewartrealty.com. Date, June 28th, 5:35. Subject, warehouse. I have brought your offer to my clients, and although your offer is very generous, I regret to inform you that it too has been declined. This property is of sentimental value to my clients. It has remained in their family's possession for nearly a century, and they run a successful shipping business where this property is strategic to their profitability. Mr. King, they will not sell it. They wish to thank you for your efforts, but they are sure you can understand because you too run a family business. If you have any further questions, do not hesitate to contact my office. Bob. Darn it! Apollo cursed aloud as he closed the email. He had done everything he could, and they would not sell it. I wonder what Ares would do in this situation. I'd kill him, Ares said, entering the study with Teddy. Whew. Athena walked back into the hospital room, and Artemis was almost finished getting herself together. I got your discharge papers and your prescriptions. Thanks, sis, said Artemis. You know why I asked if you were my dream? No, why? I was dreaming of my mother. It was vivid, like she was right here. I could hear her voice, feel her touch. It was almost like she was right here with me. Must be the medication. That's the thing. They took me off all that medicine, at least the good shit. Athena laughed. You are crazy. But seriously, what happened with this attack? I don't want to talk about it right now. I'll tell you everything once we get home. Okay, but I feel like it's my fault. I should have never let you come up here alone. Maybe, but in a way, I'm glad this happened. It caused me to think about my life and my future. You thinking about your future? I know it's the medication, laughed Athena. No, sis, seriously. I have the world in my palms. I should be doing something meaningful. What about your reality show? I don't know about that. I need to think about it some more. Besides, if Dad was still running things, he would kill me for starring in one. You are probably right, said Athena. But remember this, whatever you decide to do, I love you and will support you. Oh, I love you too, Athena, Artemis said as they hugged and left the room. Nina emerged from the closet. She had heard the whole thing. She realized that something had happened to Zeus, and it appeared that Athena now ran the show. Artemis was pregnant, and Athena was being careless with her safety. Maybe it's time for Paris to resurface, she thought to herself. Apollo stood up in total shock as if he had seen the devil himself. He was speechless as he came face to face with Artemis for the first time. Artemis didn't say anything either as they inspected each other. Neither could believe their eyes. It was like looking in a mirror. They were identical in every way. Each searched every aspect of the other, searching for one thing that stood out. The one thing that did not look exactly like the other, and neither of them could find anything. Ares then understood how people were easily fooled into believing that Apollo was him. People naturally believed their own eyes and accepted what they saw. His own eyes told him that they were the same. Apollo locked eyes with Ares, and neither broke the stare. They both were amazed at each other. There was a connection, and they both felt it. Ares knew at that moment that Apollo was not an actor or impostor hired by Athena. It was much deeper than that. Apollo's matching hazel eyes spoke to his own, and Ares knew there was a natural bond there. You ain't a fake or a fraud, are you? Asked Ares, breaking the silence. The stare, however, was not broken. Apollo shook his head. No, Ares, I'm your brother, Ares finished. Not just brother, Apollo stated. We're twins, Ares guessed correctly. There was a lot more to this than what he originally thought. How? I never knew you existed. Ares, I never knew you existed, said Apollo. It all started the day Artemis walked into the bank. Apollo told Ares the story, leaving nothing out. So why would you listen to Athena? Spat Ares. Why not come to me? Ares, I was scared and excited. She offered me the world, a chance to live the life I had only dreamed about. Plus, I was convinced that once you saw me, you would kill me. Ares thought about that a moment and could not say for certain that he would not have killed Apollo on spot once he saw him. He came to the castle with the one goal of killing Apollo, but the fact that they were twin brothers made the situation different. Apollo was family. He was a king. Well, Apollo, I hope I have done nothing to convince you otherwise, said Ares scornfully. Apollo gulped. He understood exactly what Ares was saying. Ares, I'm sorry. You have got to understand that all my life I have been the good boy, abiding by the rules, and then poof, like a genie, Athena comes and offers me a chance to make my own. Millions of dollars, women, power, and respect. I am a king by blood, but had always lived within limits where limits here was a chance to live limitless. Athena convinced me it was my birthright. I can't say that I disagree. What would you have done? Pleaded Apollo. Not pretend to be you, Ares replied. My life was in danger. I had seen Athena kill. My back was against the wall at first. Athena was silent. He looked over at Ares. I'm sorry, Ares was silent. He looked over at Teddy, who took it as his cue to take out his 40 caliber handgun. Apollo's eyes got wild. Ares, I'm your brother, your twin, your blood. Kill me, but my blood will forever be on your hands, said Apollo solemnly. Teddy cocked and aimed at Apollo's head. Imposter son of a bitch. No! Snarled Ares before Teddy pulled the trigger. He dies by my hand. Apollo's eyes watered as he realized the end was near. He made his peace with God and asked for forgiveness for his actions the last couple of weeks. Give me the gun, Ares ordered Teddy. Now leave us and go round up the cleanup crew. And scene. That was chapter 25 of the kingdom. Let me see. Let me see what's next. Let me see what's next. Okay, quick question. Do y'all want me to read chapter 26 or no? Put a one in the chat if y'all want me to read y'all one more chapter since I was not here yesterday. If not, we can start right here and I will continue next week. So put a one in the chat if you would like for me to continue to read. Otherwise, I will stop here at 26. Thank you so much, twin. Hey, Slim Thick. Okay, I saw one. I'm gonna go with her since she said it first. She said yes. She said yes. So we'll continue on with chapter 26. It's not too long. Okay, Slim said one. She put a one. Chapter 26. Marlon couldn't believe his eyes as he sat on the oak tree, peering to the study's window. Two Aries? He was baffled, and if he had not seen it unfold before his eyes, he wouldn't believe it. He was left with too many questions. Who was the real Aries? Which one to kill? Kill them both? He sat there in the tree trying to wrap his mind about what was going on, but could not. He wished he could hear what was being said. Fuck it, he said to himself. He decided to burst up in the house and murder both. He had already murdered all four of their security guards and resolved not to leave without a big prize. He had watched Teddy leave, and so he felt the time was right. Marlon jumped out of the tree and was making his way to the front of the mansion when he noticed a car pull up. Athena's sparkling Bentley parked close to the front door and then shut off. Damn, he said to himself. Athena and Artemis made it from New York in record time. She drove right up to the front door of the mansion and made a mental note to fire the night shift guards. They weren't at their post when she came through the front gate. Wake up, Artie, Athena said, turning off her car. Artemis sat in the passenger seat and had fallen asleep on the ride from New Orleans Lakeside Airport to their family's mansion. We're home. Artemis yawned. Already? Yeah, and I'm tired too. I guess I'll stay here today and let Aries handle my business meetings. What time is it? Artemis asked, getting out of the car. Athena looked at her Cartier secret watch and then said, It's only 6:30. The staff won't be in for another hour. Dang, I can use some breakfast. All right, sis, you're in luck. I do feel like cooking some of my famous banana pancakes, Athena said, smiling. That's what's up, Artemis said. You think Aries could join us? There is something I need to tell both of you. I don't see why not, Athena said as she entered the house and made their way to the kitchen that was fit for a master chef. Athena began going back and forth between the pantry and the fridge. Artemis sat on a stool playing Candy Crush on her smartphone. Then her brother came down the stairs and entered the kitchen. Aries! Artemis squealed as she got up and hugged him. Artemis, I'm glad you're okay, baby girl, he said, returning the embrace. I'm fine. Kind of glad to be home. That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about, said Artemis. Spill it, Artemis, said Athena, cracking an egg into a bowl. The guy who attacked me wanted me to give you guys a message, said Artemis. What message? Asked her brother. Athena stopped mixing the pancake batter and listened closely. Artemis explained the whole scene to them. He called us monkeys and said that we are not ready for the big leagues. The Italians? Said Athena, thinking it was them. The Russians? Said Ares, blaming it on them. Whoever is responsible for attacking the king will pay with his life. His voice was ice cold. Athena didn't know if she was only tired or what, but she looked at her brother quizzingly. The statement was made out of character for him, but she chalked it up to him trying to be more like Ares. Artemis, you are safe now. We will handle this. She sat back. She went back to mixing. So, Ares, did you get any further on that warehouse deal? Actually, Athena, Ares said, I've already ordered a hit on the owners, and once it's done, I'm gonna buy it at a cost from that estate. Athena turned around. She was tired, but didn't believe that Apollo had said that. She had to be tired, but was surprised. But playfully, she walked up to her brother and whispered, Who are you? And what have you done with the real Apollo? At that moment, the real Apollo walked into the kitchen. Side by side, the twins were overwhelming. Athena looked at both her brothers next to each other and wondered how it came to be. How did you? Asked Athena. What is going on here? Asked Artemis, who had all but forgotten about Apollo. She was shocked to see them both together. Tell her, Athena, Ares growled. Tell your sister how you set up your own flesh and blood, your own brother to get the death penalty. Tell her how you lied to her and used her to switch me with Apollo. Explain to her how she found her long lost brother and you never bothered to tell her. Wait, so you are the guy from the bank? Artemis asked Apollo. Yes, Artemis. And I'm also your brother, Apollo answered. I've been playing Ares since the party. Athena was speechless. Her plan had ended abruptly and she didn't have a backup. She felt like she was being cornered. Artemis, you look up to her, but your sister is grimy. She'd do anything to get that power she craves, including fucking over her own family, Ares ranted on. Athena didn't utter a word. Everything was coming out in the open and she had no idea what to do. Athena, how could you do this? Asked Artemis. Answer her, ordered Ares. Tell her how you had me jailed facing the death penalty for crimes I ain't committed. How you tricked and threatened Apollo to pretending to be me. You are dirty, Athena. Whatever odds we have, we're a family. I would never purposefully set you up. No matter what, I would never come after you directly. Your workers, your soldiers, your peons and goons are all fair game. But I never went after you, Athena, because you are my fucking blood. A king, the reigning queen of our dynasty. But instead of trying to work with me, you had to get me out of the way that damn bad? Apollo and Artemis just looked on as Ares walked closer to Athena. You know how many fucking times I wanted to kill you, Athena? You know how many fucking chances I passed up to have you exterminated, all because you are my sister? What the fuck was my mercy? My compassion? And now you have Artemis and Apollo all mixed up in your shit? Ares snapped. Athena dropped her head in shame. Everything Ares was saying was right. Pick your head up. There's more. Agent Taylor arrived at King Manor. He had a 7 in the morning meeting with Aries that the FBI did not know about. Vernon Taylor was selected to lead the dethrone mission for several reasons. Among them was the fact that he had no close family. He had lost both of his parents to a bank robbery when he was 9. That led to him wanting to be a cop. He dedicated his life to criminal justice and had little time for anything else. His devotion eventually earned him a spot in the FBI. He was perfect for the mission, according to Special Agent in Charge Pope. With no wife and no kids, he had nothing to take his concentration away from bringing down the kingdom. That would become the FBI's oversight. Taylor was the key to the FBI's operation. Everything depended on him. Taylor planned to use the system. He had his bags packed and his flight scheduled from New Orleans Louis Armstrong International to Ciudad Bolivar International in Venezuela. Using his connects in the FBI, he was able to get legitimate looking passports and identifying documents under an assumed name. He also had a numbered account set up in the Caymans. Now all he needed was the money. That's why he showed up at the manor. He had completed his end of the bargain and had gotten Aries out of jail by using the government's resources. The second part of the plan was for Taylor to deflect. He was all the king's evidence. The primary investigator, the entire case against the kings was going to walk away. It was only going to cost Aries a cool $100 million. Taylor had no ties to the country and could live the rest of his life half of only a tenth of that sum. He had checked and everything was in order. The plan was for him and Aries to go to the bank as soon as it opened and wire the money to his numbered offshore account. Once he got confirmation that the money hid, he would then flee the country. This was the deal Aries readily agreed to in jail. Taylor just had to lie to his superiors and the judge, saying that Aries was going to turn state on his family. That was never going to happen. As Agent Taylor parked, he noticed Athena's car. He also noted that the guards all seemed to be gone. He called Aries' phone, but the call went directly to voicemail. His training and instinct told him something was wrong, so he entered the house. He took out his government-issued firearm and made his way toward the kitchen area where he heard a heated argument brewing. Cynthia Semino sat at Starbucks Magazine Street reading the paper. It was early, but a caramel macchiato meeting usually woke her up. She also had a meeting with Judge Jonathan Laporte, and she anxiously awaited his arrival. A few moments later, the judge came in and stood in line and ordered a latte. Cynthia stood and gathered her things. She then made her way toward the judge as he paid for his purchase. Your Honor, I have court in another section this morning, and my car broke down. Do you mind if I hitch a ride with you? She asked. Of course. Miss Amina, you are always welcome in my chariot, my lady. Judge Laporte pantomimed a knight in shining armor. He got his latte and then he and Cynthia made their way to his Audi. Once in his car, his demeanor changed. What the hell was that? Hitch a ride? He yelled. He was not happy with Cynthia's faux performance. He would have rather this meeting inside the Starbucks. Cynthia remained cool and calm. She was a pro and was very used to dealing with judges and their attitudes. She also liked the element of surprise in her corner. Cut to the chase, Laporte. I have things to do, so I want to know what you have. She basically demanded of the judge. She didn't even flinch. She was an animal when need to be. The feds want the kings, Judge Laporte submitted once he realized she was not going to back down. What does that have to do with you? A state judge. Everything. They are seeking an indictment for RICO charges, but they need a favor. He explained as he told Cynthia all about the meeting he had the day before. Cynthia listened intently. So I was thinking, since you now have the inside track, you and your clients can prevent the federal indictment, and I could eliminate the state charges. Cynthia loved her job. Since the Kings had a deep pocket for job, since the Kings had a deep pocket, her job was easy. She rarely saw the inside of a courtroom because in the Big Easy, 90% of the time, money made problems vanish quicker than dope in a fiend's syringe. What's the cost? The info I just gave you was a freebie and a good faith measurement to how I'm interested in continuing a relationship with your clients. How much, Jonathan? You're wasting my time. 1 million cash, unmarked. I could have my worker come by your office like he was a client and pick it up. 3 o'clock. I'll be in touch after that, said Cynthia as she got out of the car and got on the phone with Legal Division's private banker. When Zeus ran the show, he had set up a $5 million legal fund just for purposes like this. Cynthia was the only person who had access to it, and she had unquestioned use of it. Her loyalty and trust were never questioned by Zeus. When Aries took over, he raised the reserve to 10 million. Yes, this is Amino. I'll need 2 million in unmarked bills delivered to my office by 2 o'clock. She gave the banker all the required information and hung up the phone. She was giving Judge Laporte an extra million to ensure his cooperation in the future. It was priceless having a judge like Jonathan Laporte in the king pocket. She threw her empty Starbucks cup in the trash receptacle and called an Uber. Okay, and scene. So that was chapter 26 of the kingdom. We have read for you tonight 3 chapters. May the Lord have a blessing to the hearers and the doers of this book. Okay. No, but seriously. So that was chapter 26 of the kingdom. It's too much going on. Like, we see that Aries and Apollo now have met one another. Athena now knows that the real Aries is out of jail. Artemis has come back from New York and being in the hospital, but they do not know that she's pregnant. I wonder if they even told her that she was pregnant because she was like knocked out for the longest. And I don't know if they think that she knows that she's pregnant or not. But yeah, yes, honey, insane. You're welcome, Miss Tanya. I had to oblige, honey. Y'all held out for 2 weeks and then the extra day. Cause yesterday it was just too much going on, honey. So I couldn't even come on here yesterday. That's what you call being nosy, baby. I couldn't even do my own live. But anyways, so what do you guys think so far? I think there are 3 more chapters in this book. I think there are three or 4 more chapters in this book. So we probably just end it next week. And then I'm gonna ask I'm gonna ask I was gonna read Murder in the B Sector, but I'm not gonna read that aloud just yet on the channel, seeing as I am narrating that book on Audible. So it will be an Audible version of Murder in the B Sector available whenever I finish it. It should be available sometime at the beginning of the year or the middle of January, something like that. I don't know, but we shall see how that goes. But I will not be reading Murder in the B Sector just yet on the channel. We're going to wait to see so it can garner sales through the Audible version of it, and then we'll come back and do that. Just like with His Dream, Her Nightmare. So, for those of you that don't know, I did narrate a book, His Dream, Her Nightmare. I'm going to drop the code for the book in the chat now. If you guys can please go over and purchase the book and listen to the book. It's my first audio book that I have uh worked on and whatnot, and this will be the second one, Murder in the B Sector, and then I have another one after that. So if you guys can please go and support, and after you guys read the book, if you can go on Amazon and leave a review for not only herself but for myself as well. You guys can also message me if you want to message me your review. I can send it to the author herself, um, or you can leave a comment under. I did a video. I did a video. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Don't go nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I'm right here. I just don't need y'all looking at me like I'm looking all cross-eyed and things of that nature while I'm doing this. But let me get the link real quick to that video of me talking about the book. You guys can go there and leave your Go there and leave you guys is comments about the book. You can leave it there, or you can leave it under this video as well. But I wanted you guys to hold on. I wanted you guys to see it. That's the formal one. And I also have links for people if you're in the UK. Um, if you're in the UK, you guys can. I have a code for that one as well. Hold on. Child. Okay, I am back. Thank you so much, Miss Tanya. I appreciate it. But this is the video that I did. That's the video that I did for His Dream, Her Nightmare. You guys can also go there. I will drop the link for the UK. The UK listeners, if you guys would like to purchase the book as well, you can go there. But I would appreciate it if you guys go and support us. Okay, support me, support her, Miss Marla. She is the Almond Delight 2.0. I don't know if she's up there in the clouds listening, or she may watch the replay and comment, but she does come down here with us, and she commingles with the delight, so yeah. But I forgot, let me see, because I always do this. I'm gonna drop the link just in case anybody wanted to come up here. I don't want to void you guys of that chance of coming up here if you want to talk about it. But I'm gonna do my little church announcements. While I am doing my church announcements, please drop your chocolate and your sun emojis in the chat. If you have gotten this far in the broadcast and you have not subscribed yet, I mean, I don't know what y'all waiting on. Shout out to the 1929 that are a part of the Almond Delights. And for those of you that don't know, the chocolate in the sun emoji represents the love and light that we all have for one another over here at the corner or wherever else we go at when we see each other out there on the streets. Honey, yes, I did say streets with a K, not a T. So I appreciate you guys for being part of the Almond Delights. Shout out to my members and those of you they get a little piece of a behind the scenes type of things when it comes to certain things that I do. So if you would like to be part of the membership, I will drop the link for that as well in the chat. And shout out, hold on real quick, let me see if I can find it because I did see it. Thank you so much to my sister, Dimps Designs, for joining the membership. Welcome to the Almond Delights 2.0. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all of the members. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, so that's it for us tonight. We read 3 chapters. Thank you guys for still coming over here and joining me for the read tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna get out y'all here. If you're an author and you would like for me to read your book here on the corner, you can email me at almondbrown09@gmail.com. All of the information, the links, whatever you need will be down in the description bar of the video. You can follow me over there on Instagram, instagram.com/almondbrown09. I mean, yeah, almondbrown09, child. If you would like to have me narrate your book, if you have books on Audible or you have a book and you would like to be have it on Audible, you can email me at almondbrown09@gmail.com. Or if you're a part of ACX, you can go to oh girl, I don't even know. Hold on, let me get my ACX channel. I mean my ACX link. Let me make sure that's it. Hold on. Oh, y'all experiencing technical difficulties? Girl. You can find me on ACX, honey, at Almond Brown 09. I don't know how to I mean it's Almond Brown. It's just Almond Brown. Let me see. I think this is how you do it. No, it's not '09 over there. I'm just Almond Brown over there on ACX. On ACX, that is the company that we use to create our Audible books or create your Audible books. Good night, Brooklyn boy. Thank you so much for coming, Brooklyn, New York boy. I'm sorry, I forgot the NY. Thank you so much for coming. But you guys can find me there. You can send your messages if you have your book already there or you want to upload your book on the ACX website. You can do so, and then we'll go from there with the whole contract type of thing. This is not a free thing, and no, I will not just be doing this just to do it. No, I'm not. I will not. It is a paid partnership, so it's a royalty program as well as a pay upfront program. And yeah, we'll discuss those things when it comes about. Okay. So yes. I think that is it. That's all. If you would like to send a gift or something of that nature, if you have a book that you would like for me to have, if you have a gift that you would like to send to me, I have a P.O. Box, Almond Brown 09, P.O. Box 1058, Starke, STARKE, Florida 32091. And you guys can feel free to send it there. It is appreciated, but not required. Also, if you would like to be a blessing in whatever type of way you would like to be a blessing, you can do so right here. Lots of cash tag for cash out. You can do so there. What else I was about to tell y'all? Oh, if you would like to listen to this read or have someone else listen to the read in the car or wherever else you want to listen to it, I also have a podcast. And the podcast is anchor.fm/almondbrown09. Let me put that in the chat as well. Hold on, child. Ooh, oh, girl. Anchor.fm. Yes, I am Kermit the Frog, honey. That is my podcast. So that's the link to the podcast. But like I said, everything is down in the description bar. But y'all like to see stuff. So they go to the link right there. But I'm going to go. Let y'all go. Guys, just be quiet. Thank you to everyone that joined us up there in the choir stand as well as down here in the congregation. I appreciate you guys for joining us. Thank you so much again to my Almond Delights 2.0. Thank you for supporting the channel in the way that you do. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. As always, smile at somebody. It'll change their day. It may even change your day, honey. Even with a mask on, they can still see it in your eyes. I love you guys with the love of God. And there is what, honey? Nothing you can do about it. I'll talk to y'all later, child. Bye. I said bye.
Thank you all for joining another episode of Almond Delights Reading Corner. I pray that you enjoyed yourself and you're relaxed in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. Come back and join us again next week as we continue our reading. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Be blessed and enjoy your evening.